Comment 343 basically is directed at reducing the number of silly mistakes you make or careless mistakes you make. It's about writing red dudes under both sides, on both sides underneath the equation. Not everybody does that. Sometimes people like to write them off to the side. And I guess what I'm saying with this comment is it's better not to do that. It's better to write them underneath both sides. Now, part of the reason why that is, I think you're much less likely to make a mistake if you write them under both sides. First of all, you're more likely to remember to do it to both sides. Second of all, you're more likely to be careful about the effect that the red dude actually has, certainly compared to not writing them at all. So I'll give you an example. So here's an equation. The first step is not a red dude. That's just multiplying out those brackets. The second step is taking away four from both sides. Now, if I just think that rather than write it, I might end up writing this, which is what I saw a student do recently. Now, certainly, 4 taken away from 10 does produce 6. But the point is 4 taken away from 4 produces a 0. And because the 4 is by itself on the left, you can't just call that a blank. You actually have to write a 0. And I think you're much more likely to do that, to realize that if you actually write the 4 under both sides. So 30x stays the same, 10 becomes 6, 4 minus 4 becomes a 0. This is my point. You can't just leave that blank as you sometimes do, because there'll be nothing on the left-hand side. Now, I also think, oh, by the way, the next red dude here is to take away 6. I think if you write your red dudes under both sides, I think you're more likely to realize in this case that you need to divide both sides by 30 rather than both sides by -6. A lot of people will divide both sides by -6 and they think that x equals -5. That's not correct. What you need to do is divide both sides by whatever is with 30 so that it becomes a hidden 1. So 30 divided by 30 equals a 1, which you don't need to write. -6 divided by 30 is equal to -6 over 30. So that is my advertisement for actually writing these fellas clearly to the left, clearly to the right, once under each of left and right. But the main point I'm making here is writing them rather than simply thinking them.